What are the chances that food delivery could actually support your life on the road? I'm not talking about as a supplemental income or to get extra cash in your pocket. I'm talking about actually supporting and sustaining your life as you live and travel on the road. It's a question that I get a lot, and it doesn't surprise me. I get it. I understand why. So, hi, I'm Dominique, and for the last 8 years, I have been supporting myself through gig work. About 8 months ago, I bought a van and I took it on the road doing food delivery service as I traveled around the US. And I do get asked that question a lot by people who are just interested when they see I have Texas plates and I'm delivering them food in Oklahoma or Alaska, or by people who have actually been thinking about doing it and have been told it's not possible. So I'm not here to give you some sort of theory I have or to hype up gig work. I just want to share the core principles that I have been using that has allowed me to do this. That being said, my first non-negotiable is to earn before I move. I make sure that I have earned enough money to cover my bills, my gas, and my buffer before moving on to the next city. I'm not chasing other locations hoping that they're going to make up for it. I earn before I move and not the other way around. In most cases. Okay, the next principle that I had to adopt pretty early on when I decided 8 years ago to make gig work my full-time job was to treat gas like a fixed expense, much like you would treat your rent. Without gas, I don't work. I don't have an income. But when you take it on the road, for me personally, in my no build, I also don't have power or heat. And I certainly can't move safely to another location. So I always make sure I have enough gas in the van to do those things. And the practice I adopted was putting 1/3 of my income daily back into the tank. So far, it's worked. Okay. Now, this one took me a little while to accept. I'm not really one that likes to give up. But I did learn that not all cities work out. Sometimes you can do all the research, and when you get there, reality just doesn't match it. And then I have to make a decision. I either stay put, adjust whatever schedule I may have, and stay until I can earn enough money to cover those expenses. Or this is where there is that slight exception to principle number one. I go ahead and cut my losses and move on. I don't do this very often. And when I do it, it means I have to dip into that buffer money. But by doing it, hopefully, I'm saving myself another week's worth of gas and food and whatever other expenses and losses by staying in a location that truly isn't working. Again, I would rather extend my stay somewhere than do this. But I have learned that there are those situations where it's the best choice. So that last one brings me into principle number 4, which is to always plan for a slow stretch. It's actually something I learned when I was working for commissions. You can't always guarantee your income will come in. So I plan for at least 1 week a month to be slow. And that's where that buffer money comes in. It buys me flexibility. It allows me to make a calm decision versus reacting under pressure to a situation. If need be, I can pay for my gas and my bills out of that money. Just knowing that it's there brings me peace. So I always plan for a slow week. And if I don't get one, bonus. So as we get into number 5, you've already heard the word several times throughout this video. And it's that flexibility isn't optional. It's just part of the job. Now, with my what are the chances of life, I'm going to be honest, it comes fairly naturally to me at this point. But for a lot of people, it has to be learned. Sometimes your plans are going to have to change. Sometimes your expectations aren't going to be met. That's just a fact of life. But on the road, it will probably happen more often than you think. And when it does, I just adjust. I adjust my spending. I adjust my pace. I even adjust my goals. But by knowing I'm going to have to do this ahead of time, it keeps me from feeling like I'm failing at this life. Instead, I'm just rolling with it. And I'm going to be honest, some of the best places I've been to and some of the most incredible people that I've met have come from those unexpected adjustments. So accept it, make the adjustments, roll with the punches, and see what experiences you get out of it. You might be surprised. Now, number 6 particularly matters because I'm using gig work to support my life on the road. And that is that I don't let the unexpected expenses or the income swings throw me off track. By that I mean that I don't let a good week make me reckless, and I don't let a bad week make me panic. If a situation comes up and it eats into the money that I've earned that week or that month, I don't allow myself to feel like a failure or feel like I just need to quit. Keeping in the forethought of my mind that these things happen and that I have been through worse, because you've almost always been through worse. And I can get through this, not only keeps me financially stable, but it truly keeps me emotionally stable. But I'm also going to say that when you're considering this kind of work, take an honest look at yourself. Ask if your fixed expenses are already higher than what you can reasonably expect to earn from gig work. If they are, then maybe you use it as a supplemental. Make sure you have another income stream coming in. I'm not trying to give you a magic formula to get you out of debt. I'm just sharing with you the things that have gotten me through and helped me to enjoy this life. That's all. And finally, this last one is the one that sort of brings it all together for me. It really makes everything work for me. And it's that I don't look at food delivery as part of this hustle culture that a lot of people tend to view it as. It's a tool. When I respect it that way and I use it that way, it supports the life that I want versus running my life. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work for everyone. I'm sharing with you what has worked for me. If you're using gig work to support your travels, or you're just even thinking about it, I hope the video helped bring you some different perspectives. A different way to think about it. Don't think about it as a gamble. Think about it as a series of choices. But if you have some tips or some pointers that you think should have been mentioned and are useful, I would really appreciate it. And I'm sure there are many other people in the community that would appreciate it if you'd put them down in the comments. We're still learning and growing here. And helping out each other is a great way to do that. Okay, back to work. And what are the chances that I see you in the next video? Or even better, at the next restaurant? I hope they're good. Take care.